We've got Ralph Mupita, CEO of Mutual Emerging Markets. Ralph, a lot of numbers were thrown around by the minister, and at the end of it all, some of the comments I've heard was that this is a very good budget. But from a business perspective, what were the key takeaway points for you?
I agree with you. The budget was a very good budget. In current financial markets, it is a good budget to have less than 5% fiscal deficit. So I think the budget was well balanced. There were a couple of key areas, I think from a financial services point of view. The focus on trying to improve savings and creating tax-exempt products for savings is very welcome for us. And I think it will encourage people to save in these new products and structures that will be developed.
Sure.
I think there were some interesting points that come through around CGT, the increases on CGT. The balance there, as the minister said, is in other markets, CGT is taxed at a much higher level. So there will be, a review from business to think about their own arrangements from a tax point of view. But I think most importantly, the delivery of infrastructure as the priority for the government in the years to come is very welcome. Good infrastructure will accelerate growth and improve the prospects and competitiveness of South Africa for certain. And I think the main thing from a business point of view is how does business partner the government on a public-private partnership to deliver these infrastructure projects. It will require more than just the government to deliver this, and business is going to have to stand up.
Yeah, but was the increase in that capital gains tax a shock? I would imagine, particularly in this environment where you have got companies struggling and we've got profitability not really at the highest level. We've got companies trying to make sure that they keep costs down, and here suddenly is another cost to investors. What message would that be sending to investors?
I don't think it's a shock as much as an understanding that from a revenue collections point of view, there's a need to find different sources of tax revenue. And as I said, if you compare the CGT rates in South Africa relative to what you may see internationally, as the minister said, these are not excessive. So a bit of a surprise, but not too much of a significant surprise.
One of the disappointments for me was that I got the sense that the minister is missing here an opportunity to try and be bold about job creation. Do you think that he could have done more to try particularly to put in incentives to create employment, particularly at this time when you've got Europe struggling, because Europe is going to come back stronger?
The minister also said, quite interestingly, the point about the conversation, the debate in NEDLAC around the youth subsidy and issues of that nature, and the fact that we need to stop debating and get into action.
Yeah.
And I think it is an important instrument to get the youth subsidy issue out of the way, to then allow businesses to have some advantage in bringing in people into the workplace, create some cost advantage and then to be competitive. I would argue that this time next year, we will have moved beyond debating around the youth subsidy because youth unemployment levels are extraordinarily high. The move from there will start here.
Final point for you, Ralph. Any disappointments?
Well, I don't think there is a disappointment. It's the point about where global economic markets are, very uncertain at the moment, and so this has been a measured budget without the necessity to be overly bold around whether the tax revenue side. So I didn't have any disappointments as such.